Welcome back. It's time to talk some football. Leon Bailey has been on fire for Aston Villa in pre-season, and with just one day to go before the English Premier League returns, many believe the Jamaican should be a sure starter for Steven Gerrard's men going into the new season. Bailey notched 3 goals and registered 2 assists for Villa over the summer, reigniting the fanfare that has followed the 24-year-old since he first burst onto the scene as a young teenage prodigy in Europe. Bailey's first season at Villa Park was marred by injuries, but the Jamaican says he's expecting the upcoming campaign to be much better.
Definitely, pre-season is about, getting fit, getting sharp and getting the fitness up. And I think we've had a great pre-season. I think we've gelled together properly as a team. I think the team is looking really sharp together, and I think there's a lot of positive, but also there's a lot of stuff that we still need to work on. But those are bits that we will always try to get better at, and I think, moving forward, we should be solid moving forward in the season.
And 3 goals for yourself now. You're looking really sharp. It must be really pleasing. I mean, how impressive has it been for you in terms of on a personal note?
Personal, feels good, amazing. My body feels good. I trust my body more. This is what I've always wanted to be able to do for the club, and I'll always try to give my 100% anytime I get a chance to do so. And it's nice to always score goals and give assists for the team. But more so, I think the pre-season has helped a lot to give me confidence, and when I say confidence with my body again, because it's been rough due to injury last year, but I feel good about this season and I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. And just 1 week now until the start of the season. Excitement starting to build. Feel like you're getting ready now, finally here?
Finally here. As I said, it's done now. It's now the real thing is coming up, and for us to stay focused and continue doing the hard work that we've been doing over the pre-season and let it pays off in the season now.
And a mention finally for the Villa fans that made the trip to northern France. A sellout allocation of 1,300 supporters were here. A word for them, they were fantastic.
Fantastic today. I can always say they're always showing their support, and it's always nice to have the fans there with us, and I hope that with all our preparations so far during pre-season, we made them happy, and we'll see them at Villa Park very soon.
Joining us now to discuss more about Leon Bailey's performances this pre-season is a man who needs no introduction, Craig Butler. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I can see that.
Thank you. So I think it's fitting that I start by asking you, just based on what we've seen from Leon in the pre-season, Craig, how satisfied are you with him going into this brand new season which starts tomorrow?
Well, it's very important, as you know, to prepare yourself for the upcoming seasons. And young footballers go through different stages in life. Leon has now had a young child, a young boy, and he's moving to another level. I'm confident that the work that we put in here before he left, and his focus now will take him to where he will, on the same trajectory that we wanted. He was Belgium Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year. He's German Young Player of the Year, and now he's going into the Premier League in his 2nd year, having gone through the injuries. So we're looking for him to be at the top of the Premier League this season.
You mentioned the work that went into ensuring Leon Bailey is ready for the new season. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, we focus, in previous pre-seasons, Leon would come and say, listen, he needs to relax a little and enjoy his vacation. This year, he was a lot different. The minute he got here, he said, listen, 6 a.m. in the morning, I want to be in training. I want to be ready. I want you to do whatever you think I need to do to prepare for this season. So we went into it, we focused on the injury, we focused on spirituality, we focused on, we did yoga. We're up at 6 o'clock in the morning, every morning training. And he spent a lot more time on family, spending time with his family, spending time with his mom, myself, his other relatives, and also focusing on the physical, technical weaknesses that I think I saw in the game before. A lot of times when you go into the Premier League or even the German Bundesliga, it was the same. They see a player who's fast and they believe that that's what he should be used for only. Leon is a creative player, very technical, very skilled, very focused and quite intelligent. Leon speaks like 5 languages, you know.
Yeah.
So the reality is it's easy for a coach to say, listen, we just want him to run. Well, there's a lot more to the player than that. He was developed to be a creative sprinter that could, you know, think the game, you know, work out solutions, and his technique is second to none. So that's what went into his preseason. He went into the Aston Villa preseason with the same mentality, building, looking to work with the team and to establish himself as one of the key players within the team. And, you know, with football, no matter how good you are, people have to pass the ball to you. So building a relationship with his teammates is very important as well. And I think he's focused a lot on that. And it's working out for us.
Right, really happy to hear those positive sentiments coming from you, and of course hearing a lot about the preparation that went into the Leon Bailey that we've been seeing in the preseason. Craig, I also want you to touch on the fact, and you know this is no secret, last season Leon had struggled with injuries, only getting 7 starts. When we heard from him in the press conference just now, he sounded extremely confident in his body and what he can do. Can you, give us an assessment based on what you would have seen from him as well?
Well, the truth of it is that, injuries come and go, especially to players that rely a lot on their body from a physical perspective, speed, short bursts, changes in direction. Players like Arjen Robben, he had a history of injuries, but yet he was one of the best wingers in the world and created some of the best stats. Leon, people have said a lot of things, but what they don't realize is Leon's first injuries came at 21, 22 years old. He'd never been injured before. And one of the main things that I attribute to it is the traveling over long distances in an airplane at that time by the JFF, where he was in economy over 9 hours and then required to play a game and train. So we've ensured that all of that culminated in good coming, because, you had a contract now between the JFF and the players and what they're to expect given long distances. Leon has surely evolved and is a much better player for it and has grown. And the reality is that when a player gets injured, 2 things happen. Yeah. You either give up or you fight. And Leon is a fighter. So we did what we needed to do. The yoga, where you're spending time looking into yourself, closing your eyes, visualizing what you're going to be, where you're going to be, how you're going to do it, and also recognizing that injury is also mental. It's not just physical when you get that injury. To overcome it, you need to be mentally attuned and tough. So he worked on that. He's much stronger now. We utilize the games of the national team as the preparation, and he did very well. I'm happy.
Yeah, what has also been very pleasing is when you hear from the Aston Villa boss, Steven Gerrard, basically talking about Leon Bailey as a game changer. Every Caribbean person who follows the Premier League, of course, feels very happy and can identify with that. How has Leon thrived under Steven Gerrard? What has been the reception like?
Coaches coach to their strengths. I was an attacking wingback, and I create easily and understand and feel for wingers and overlapping wingbacks. Steven Gerrard was a very strong, physical player that played in the middle of the pitch, hard-working, left, right, and center. Make a tackle on the 18-yard box of the opponent and is tackling again on the edge of his 18-yard box. And so he will see hard work, in his opinion, as being physical and constantly working. If you do that with a Lionel Messi, for example, you will take away from his creativity, take away from from his ability to create goals. And in a way, I believe that he expected more of a runner from Leon than as a creative player. And the reality, I think that he has gotten a chance to see who Leon Bailey really is. Leon Bailey is not a player that if you look at him and say, let me compare him to another player who plays like him. In truth and fact, there's no one.
Yeah.
No one in the world actually plays like Leon Bailey. You have players that are fast and sprinters, but their technique is not as good. You have players who are fast and skilled, but their creativity is not as good. They're not very good in dead ball situations. Leon is a total package, and I'm saying this now because I said it to him in my last conversation with him a couple of days ago. I said, Leon, this is the time for you to establish yourself as one of the top 3 players in the world. Because I believe he can. I believe he could when he was little. I used to say that he would accomplish X and Y, that he would go to Belgium and be the best young player, that he would go to Germany and be the best young player. And I'm saying it now. I think that in the next year and a half to 2 years, Leon Bailey will be one of the top 3 players in the world.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to see if he starts in that first match on Saturday. Of course, Aston Villa will be against newly promoted Bournemouth, and, we're hoping that Steven Gerrard gives him the go-ahead.
Well, it would be very difficult for him not to, because the performance, 3 goals in the preseason, 2 assists, with the rankings from Aston Villa itself, he had the highest ranking. He was an 8. With what he's shown, and he's made it clear he deserves to be in that starting 11. So if Steven was smart, he would play him. Yeah.
Well, Craig, I can't let you go without asking you a question on the state of Jamaica football, because you're a man, you're up to date with what's taking place. So currently, we know Leon is getting ready for the Premier League season, but what's the latest that's been happening with the Jamaica Reggae Boys?
Well, when you peel an onion, it gets more powerful. And I think that the layers have started to peel away from the GFF, which has shown its ineptitude of the leaders and the need for change. We have good people that are capable of helping and leading. We have this debacle with the under-20s, leaving out a player like Dejan Whisper Richards and Hugh Mitchell, and then disastrously losing and being thrown out disgrace with 5-0 whipping. I think that it shows that there's a lot of corruption in the JFF and a lot of dinosaurs that need to be removed. The reality is FIFA has requested that they have more votes in how they select the presidency and the hierarchy in the JFF, so as to allow for more fairness in selection and inclusion. And I believe that's the first step. If not, there should be a no confidence vote. I believe there should be a no confidence vote in what they're doing. How can we have our reggae girls performing so well, qualifying for a World Cup, and then the head of the delegation takes a first-class flight and leaves them with their bags stuck in the airport? When I travel with my players, I sit in economy and I put my players, little boys, in first class. Yeah. Because my legs don't need to go on a pitch. And I know what shrimp and lobster taste like. So, it's not necessary. What is necessary is to prepare and protect our treasures, our national treasures. Right. And when you have treated them in this way, you need to go. You need to be removed. There should be a no confidence vote. And someone like me, I'm not trying to show off or be. I have developed 33 players playing in the Premier Leagues around the world. No one else has done even close. And you're asking me for a resume. I've developed Jamaica's best player. And so Surinam's best player. You know, I've worked with players like Wesley out of Brazil and Didi. So it's for me, and at the same time, they're not allowing me to help. Why? Because they don't believe that I can help the national team. You know, they don't believe that Ali McNabb can help in the leadership of the team, or Chris Williams. You know, these are the things that are really affecting our country. And you know, why do we have so many players that are capable of playing at the highest level? Shamar Nicholson is in the top club in Russia. Yeah, Leon Bailey's in the Premier League. We have players all over. Why are we developing those players that can play at a high level, but yet we have no national system?
Right.
No football culture. People are complaining about, you know, the under-20 coach, Fuzzy, complained that he didn't have enough time to prepare the team. Well, to be brutally blunt, Fuzzy,
right,
every country gets the same amount of time off from clubs by FIFA for preparation. It's only about 2 weeks maximum. Yeah? So if every country only gets 2 weeks to put a team together, what are the other countries doing to ensure that when the players come together, they understand each other? They establish a system and a culture for the boys that are young.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why a Phoenix can go to Aston Villa and beat them by 7 goals. Why they can go to Crystal Palace and beat them. Why we can go to Genk, the best developmental academy in the world, and beat them.
Right. Well, Craig, I want to thank you so much. We've thoroughly enjoyed the interview. And of course, we wish Leon Bailey all the best for the new season, as well as you, because we know you're very close to him and one of his mentors, supporters, coach, manager, everything in one. So best of luck. And of course, we'll be calling on you once he continues shining so that we can discuss more. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And please tell Mr. Levy have a good evening.
I will definitely let him know that. Thanks again, Craig Butler. Take care. Craig Butler there, manager of Leon Bailey, of course, father figure as well. Horse racing lovers now, this one is for you. Be sure to tune in to the Sportsmax Zone this Friday as a preview to the 102nd edition of the Jamaica Derby. We'll present another edition of Riding with the Stars in what's being billed as a rematch between the 1,000 guineas winner, Atomica, and the 2,000 guineas and St. Leger champion, Blue Final. This year's Derby promises to be a treat for the ages. Riding with the Stars will be on this Friday during the Sportsmax Zone from 5 p.m., 6 o'clock in the Eastern Caribbean. And also, viewers, if you want a taste of some horse racing now, don't go anywhere because At the Track will be up next.